Y'all need an attitude adjustment, Karen, Big Steve said, addressing her by her undercover name. He stood on the other side of the bar from her, rinsing and drying glasses. The mention of her fake name got her blood boiling.
The main events of Pinot Noir takes place before and after September 11th, as Louise finds herself stuck on an island in witness protection. What motivations came out of that scenario that propelled you into the next part of her adventures?
It kind of was the cart before the horse or something. When I was writing it, I had written almost the whole novel, and then I realized that's when it actually helped the story. It gives it more, I think, more of the intrigue into what was going on with these financial markets. There's so many connections in there too, in these banking and financial things, and the dark money. So the whole dark economy underlying, is obviously related to Middle East terrorism, South American drug money, Russian, all the different guys. And there are plenty of them in America too, by the way.
Well, you lived in Paris for 7 years, and much of Pinot Noir is set in the Burgundy region of France. How are you still personally connected to Paris and France, and how did that time of your life when you lived there make you a different person?
I am still great friends. I made lifelong friends in Paris. I'm still dear friends with them. And the daughter of one of my great old friends is actually, a great friend of mine. She lives in LA now. It's just in my makeup now. And in that way, when I first moved to France, I was such a fish out of water. I literally knew no one. It really just kind of changed me genetically. And so it is interesting, though, to pull yourself out of where you're from and completely kind of reinvent yourself.
You chose to make Louise single in the two books, and you remained single for a long period in your life. What is different about a modern woman who chooses not to do what everyone else does and conducts her life around those fringes, in your estimation?
I remember having the thought. I used to remember the exact date, but I think it was 4. I knew I was going to have my own apartment, be a businesswoman. I knew it. And I was going to be like Mary Tyler Moore. And and so I think I just always had that in me. And then, you do get pressure from society to get married and have children. And I was always so confused by that. It never was in my makeup. I got engaged twice, and I knew in my heart I wasn't going to go through with the wedding. I was just kind of going with emotions.
Now, why did you choose to have Louise go through that as well? Just because you knew
she
that
has the love of her life. It's not like she doesn't have the love of her life there in the stories. Okay. It's just, how do you get to that point where you can get married? There's always things getting in the way. It's just like every romantic comedy or whatever tragedy, there always have obstacles.
How do you think someone like your character Louise would go through a pandemic, given her woman of action persona? And how would she make the time productive and still maintain her energy?
Well, I think you get a taste in Pinot Noir of how she would handle it. Not that great, but at first she's just a mess. She gets rock fever on the island, and but she finds a way, and that is Louise. She will find a way, and she'll be afraid of what's going on with her, but then she'll survive. She'll kick in. The survival thing will kick in. She'll find a way, and she does that in Pinot Noir. Definitely, she keeps herself busy, and that's because I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed Gemini. I have to always be busy. I don't know. I always like to be learning. I always like to be improving myself, or whatever the word is. So that's in her nature for sure too. Always
So
be good.
finally, where's the best place for everybody to go and buy first your latest book, Pinot Noir, and then in general, your both your novels?
Um, it's Amazon, Amazon.com. And then you can also go to my website, LorraineEvanoff.com, and go to the links that way. I'm doing a re-release of Foliage so that I can do it as a 2-book release. But you can get Pinot Noir right now for a really good price, and you'll be able to get on Kindle Foliage as of, I think, this weekend for a really good price again on Amazon.
This is Patrick McDonald for HollywoodChicago.com. Copyright 2020.